Season's greetings everyone, happy 2025. This is the annual selfish video. You know, when all the channels go over the previous year and talk about what they did, what was good, maybe some of what was bad. So this is mine.
Happy New Year!
Doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself?
Nothing much. I just thought I'd take the opportunity to reflect on what I thought are the top 5 moments that I've had this year. Before I do that,
here we go.
And I just want to show you how I set my goals for the year or things. So I highly recommend for people is to get a notebook, and I do this the old-fashioned way because I'm old-fashioned. And literally, I write the year, some goals I want to achieve, and then I'll green them off if I've done them. Red means I didn't get to do them, there might be a reason, and you can even move them on to the next year. So I have other books that I started in 2020 when I started doing some YouTube content. But basically, this book was from last year, so from 2023. I had some projects, so I've got a few reds, but I've got lots of green, which is good. And it's good to keep track of, you know, your progress that way. You can't always rely upon YouTube metrics or Spotify metrics, yeah? Because your perception of what you think is good or an achievement might not be measured by that. So me personally, I'm not really bothered about the amount of views or subscribers I get, because YouTube isn't my full-time job and it's more of a hobby thing. I enjoy making videos, but I don't have the time, or it's not my belief that my career is with YouTube. So I can't spend every day, all day making a video, yeah? But when I can, I make one just to document and have fun. So that's where my metrics of what has been a good year are things like the response I get from people, comments, the old-fashioned way, people coming up to me and saying thank you, you've helped me, like mainly fixing things on a guitar, or helping people write a song, or giving them ideas, or helping them out like live and things like that, or giving a lesson, which I'm gonna start doing, spoiler alert, starting 2025. But anyway, that's why for people like me, I like to keep a diary. So this one was for this year, okay? And compared to 23, there's now 2 pages of things. I tried to cram a lot into this year, okay? So picking out my top 5 moments or things that I've done this year was difficult because I did more than 5, but we'll keep the video simple, yeah? Top 5, yeah? So yeah, as you can see, I've only got 2 red things that I really couldn't achieve, and the rest of them I've adding, filling.
You did it! Congratulations!
I started with a page, opportunities turned up. I tried to do as much as I could. In hindsight, for where I am in my little journey of music, I think I probably did a little too much. So food for thought for next year. I'm probably going to trim down some of these things. But anyway, enough of that. So let's move on to my top 5 things that I've done this year. They're not really in the order of how I think they're important. They're actually more in the order of when I did them, when it turned out me trying to list them. So anyway, being old-fashioned, here are my moments. I'll probably cut in some segments of things. So let's get started, I suppose. Number 1 moment for me this year is I started to do more maintenance videos, okay? So, and they actually did pretty well for me, for the size of my channel. I started making videos on how to install bridges, how to remove nuts on your Stratocaster, things like that. So I did that, and I also started doing a more consistent upload on YouTube. So I had content that I could do once a week. I could release a big video and maybe a couple of small videos and some shorts from that. If you look at some of my videos, my biggest performers actually came from this 2024, and they were the maintenance videos. For my channel, having only 330 subscribers as of today, having videos that have over 2,000, 3,000 views is pretty big for me. I know that's tiny compared to other channels, but for me, I think that's pretty good. So again, the views aren't my metric for how well things are going. It's the comments, the lovely things people have said, helping out people fix their guitars at home, which saves you a lot of money. So because of that, by the end of the end of 2024, I launched my own website where I offer my maintenance services. I had quite a few people ask me to repair and do things to their guitars, that I managed to start a website and offer my services. So with all of these top 5 things, there'll be links in the description. Anyway, so that was it. My first, the number 5 of this is maintenance videos and starting my own website offering my maintenance services. Right, I guess we'll go backwards. So that was number 5. This is number 4. So number 4, this year was the year that I bought my Jet JS300 in seafoam green. So I did what all the YouTubers did, and I bought a Jet. And I documented my journey of, well, not journey of buying it, because it took a month for it to get here, but I documented unboxing it, giving my first impressions, which was a decent sized video. Bought a budget guitar because I want to sing colourful, like I said, which I ordered this. It's just got to make it a fair comparison. Now, I think it's my 4th or 5th highest video on the channel. It took a while for it to kick in, but once it did kick in, it was pretty good. And it was semi-controversial because if you watch it, you'll see I'm not 100% confident in the Jet brand. But anyway, I kept the guitar. You can see the videos. I modified it, and I did a series of videos modifying it and even playing it live. So you can't actually move it past the controls and the strings. So what? The whole neck feels great. Yeah, so overall I think I've transformed. Moving on, we've got, I guess, number 3 out of the 5. In the 3rd spot, in the middle, I released an album this year. I tend to do, since 2020, I've kind of done an album every year. So I started in 2020 with Paradise. In 21, I had Rebels of Love, which that's one of my favourites that I've done, my music. It's not the best sounding. In fact, I have a cassette version. Originally, I was going to release it on cassette, so I made a cassette. I only have the one. Who knows, one day, if I reach 1,000 subs, I might give it away. give away. But I recorded it onto cassette, ripped it from cassette back into digital, and it's on Spotify and places. I like that version. That's my favorite. It's got the hisses and pops and bangs. But anyway, that was 21. 22, I had Fame, my first concept album I made. And there was in 22, where did we get to? 20, 21, 22. 2023, we had Sundoku, which was my acoustic album. I made an album of acoustic music. Very stripped down, very raw. Me, an acoustic, 1 or 2 microphones, and very few overdubs. So again, this wasn't viewed a lot. Fame had quite a lot of views. This album was more when I showed it to friends and they showed it to their friends, I had feedback of, oh, this is probably some of your best work because it's so simple and stripped back. Anyway, if you're interested, I'll obviously put links in the description, everybody does. But anyway, that led me on to 2024. And I wasn't going to make any music. I thought, oh, everyone's sick of me making music at home once a year. Yeah. I like write in December, release in October, September time. So this year I wasn't going to do it. And then I got the Jet guitar and I modified it and I got it close to being very good for me. And after a series of trying out making experimental noises, I used it as a guitar for doing different things to what I usually do. So the guitar's in standard tuning and I was using my effects a lot. I ended up having a binge session on Adrian Belew. If you don't know Adrian Belew, check him out. He's awesome. He's probably one of my favourite guitarists now of all time. And the things he can do. So as a little pastiche, I started experimenting and making some weird noises with the guitar. So much so that at the same time I was doing this, and I saw a YouTube video about taking your songs and turning them into ambient tracks. So I took one of my songs and I tried this because it was night time and I was alone and I had some experimental time. I did it. I reversed the track, made it ambient, and then I got the guitar and I recorded in one take with the video and my boss Katana playing a solo over it, like a piece of music I wrote. And it had the vibe of Adrian Belew. And I was so blown away by it, just me listening to it back, that I thought, I can't stop with just one song. I've got to do a whole album. So in 2 days, or 2 nights, I took 7 songs. One was just a fresh recorded electronic song, that was original. I took 7 of my own songs from my previous albums, reversed them, made them ambient with reverb and effects and slowing down, and I played and I wrote music, and it all just came out in those 2 days. I'm very passionate about this one, that's why I'm talking longer about it. And I made this music in 2 days. And then I was like, it feels like, what can I do with it? And at the same time, I was watching a lot of David Lynch materials, and one of my favourite David Lynch movies and favourite movies of all time is The Elephant Man. And the vibe and the Adrian Belew noises, and I had these elephant sort of noises. So I just decided, let's make it a pastiche of Elephant Man from David Lynch. So I called it Elephants. And I split up the first song I made into 2 songs. And I called the title track, the first track, Elephants. And then there's the second part of the song, which was the first song originally. I cut it up. The second half of the song, I did the elephant noises. And it's called Life. And it's about, sorry, not Life, it's called Birth. Life is the other one. Birth, about the birth of the Elephant Man. In the movie, his mum's giving birth and there's these elephant noises, and it's a great movie, you need to watch it. It's really weird though. And it had this black and white vibe, so that's what I did. I did this black and white, me playing.
I am happy every hour of the day. My life is full because I know that I am loved.
And anyway, it's the first album I've done where I haven't really sang. Technically I am singing, but it's reversed. And it's instrumental mostly. And to link the songs together, I had the idea, like, you know, like bands like Pink Floyd. All the songs run together and they're linked with samples or noises. So I've got samples basically of the clips from The Elephant Man cut in between. They're at the end or beginning of each song, and it helps it flow. So when you listen to it, it all flows together. It's like a single 35 or whatever minute narrative. And it's my interpretation of the film The Elephant Man. But the music came first. Like, music does what music does. But anyway, this all happened over 2 days of recording and 1 day of cleaning up. So we'll say it's a 3-day project, just all straight out of me. So yeah, I decided to release that because I thought it was a shame not to. So I didn't plan on making an album in 2024, but it just came out. It just happened. So anyway, that's my number 3 moment, and that's Elephants, which I love. It's one of my favourite pieces of work that I've done so far, but I say that every time. Number 2. Another one of my goals that I set for myself. So here's my list of goals. One big goal I had was to play music live this last year. I'm going to say this year. This is 2025 now. So this last year in 24, I decided that I was going to play more live music, however I could. So first of all, I tried to make a band, which didn't work. It was a bit difficult. And then second of all, I managed to help and be part of an open mic night at my local bar, which the owner was planning on doing open mic nights for like the last year or two since he owned it. So I just managed to stay in there and keep in contact, help out, offer my services, and basically, yeah, do these open mic nights. And that started in October. So it was a lot of planning and practice. So I've been practicing, and with another artist we've been practicing and recording music, and we went and performed on these open mic nights. So that was some live music. That was in October. Before that, I was also asked to play some live shows at the school that I work at, teaching kids some songs, some events. But the open mic night was a big step forward for me, playing live and getting to talk to people and show my songwriting. So most people, when they do open mic nights, they do cover songs, and I've done a lot of cover songs in my 20 years of playing, but I really don't like doing it. I really like writing and recording and playing my own music, but I don't have a band, so I kind of don't have a choice. So for this acoustic night, it was brilliant for me to take a lot of my songs and try them in acoustic sort of mode. So I would play some of the electric songs acoustically. Some worked, some didn't. Still had a lot of fun. Some of my best songs, if I say that I've played though, were covers. Some notable ones, the Hendrix songs that I played, because naturally I just grew up playing Hendrix. So I vowed I wouldn't play Hendrix live, and I haven't done it for 10 years, but the acoustic night seemed right to do a couple of Hendrix songs, and it paid off. So we've done that, and it also gave me an opportunity to play with other artists, and I played quite a lot of these. This was every Sunday, and I played a lot of these. So some nights was just acoustic. I would try looping. I would try playing electric when somebody else plays acoustic. Then I'd just straight up play my own songs on acoustic, things like that. Truth be told, I've probably done too many since October. I've probably only missed 2 Sundays. I've done all the other Sundays. Anyway, we'll go on about next year in a bit, but that was really fun and a good learning curve. I mean, I've played live before in England, but just getting back into playing live in front of people, trying to remember lyrics. I tried to play without looking at lyrics. I messed up the lyrics, but I didn't want to have sheets of paper or tablets or anything. I wanted to try and make it authentic, and I did. There was just one gig I had to have the lyrics, and that was the Christmas gig, because I don't remember Christmas songs. It's just, you learn them for the one event and that's it. Anyway, yeah, that was my number 2, playing live, and mainly at open acoustic night and getting my songs out there. It felt so good playing my own songs in front of people. So my number 1 moment of 2024 is playing as a guest guitarist for the Plovdiv School of Music. So a good friend of mine, Mr. Simeon Popov, he has a music school here in Plovdiv, and he teaches drumming. So he's a percussionist. He actually plays for the orchestra in Plovdiv, and he plays a lot of the operas. Okay, we've seen him play Nutcracker a few times. I'm pretty sure he's bored of it now. But anyway, he's a proper professional musician, and he also has his own school here. And twice this year, he's hosted and made a special drum concert night where his students get to perform, show off some of their skills and show how they've progressed. And on both occasions, I was asked to appear and be a guest musician, because half of the night would be playing to a backing track and showing a song that they know. The second half, and the interesting part for me, was it was a big jam session. So I was asked to jam with all of his students, and the first concert was in June, I believe, which was the summer, and that was really good. Usually there's 2 nights, one night for older students and a second night for younger students. We're talking, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. So that was the first one. The first one was in the summer, and it was really good. I have a vlog on that. Again, links in description. Things with me for the gig. So doing that was really, really good, professional, and he had a really good time. It was so good that in December of 2024, he decided to have a Christmas concert. Okay, so like part 2, and we managed to play again. He asked me to go, and we tried to make things better than summer. So instead of just jamming on the spot, we tried to come up with 4 styles of music for the students to play, and we actually got together and wrote some chord progressions and little song ideas before. I'm actually going to use a few of them to make some future music. I think it sounded pretty good, what we came up with. And then one particular, the funk one, I loved that one. So we did that. The venue was better. We actually played at it's called the Concert Cafe, which was near to the school. He had new kits, new equipment. I've had katana. My number 1 guitar has been, made better. I took 2 guitars. I took my Les Paul as well to play some drop D stuff. Yeah, heavy rock. Anyway, 4 styles, written parts, just professional. Just tried to do it so it was really good. students did phenomenally well. You can see, if you look at the summer video compared to the winter video, the progressions there is fantastic. And another thing that made me really love doing these, apart from the professionalism, even the students who are the beginners that haven't played for more than a couple of months showed that they were professional and they tried to do things properly. It was really good to see. On top of that, there was no clash of ego absolutely whatsoever. I mean, we're talking 20 musicians playing together and jamming and showing their skill, and there was not one person who was having an ego trip or trying to be better than anyone else, and everyone was supportive of each other. And that's what I love about his school. Everyone's supporting each other. He's a great teacher. You know, everyone's made to feel welcome no matter what the level. So it was really good, like good stuff. And because of that, I ranked that as probably one of my most favourite live gigs I've ever done. You know, I get to turn up in a suit, you know, play guitar, some songs with people I've not really played with before, but everyone's acting nice and professional and supporting each other and applauding. And you know, at the end of the kids gig, the second night, the kids were falling out over who was going to take the drum kit apart and take it back to storage. You know, these were kids, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. You know, I want the bass drum, I want the snare, I want the hi-hat, you know, and working as a team. We had that drum kit apart and back together throughout the 2 nights, like 4 or 5 times, to logistics and moving things. And the quickest time it got moved was at the last part of the final night, because the kids just took it away. They were really enthusiastic. It was really good. I'm not advocating child labour. But it was just showing how, you know, everyone was just into it. So that school is a great school, and they were into it, and that is why it's my. I didn't say this was ranked, however, that kind of thing is my #1. So yeah, next year. So let's talk about next year. Well, 2025. Things will be done a little bit differently, though. Like I said, I think I, on some areas, did more than I should have done. Instead of doing a gradual progression, I kind of went for it, which I have a habit of doing, all or nothing. But overall, it's kind of paid off. Like I said, I'm not measuring my metrics with views on YouTube, subscribers, views on Spotify, you know. I'm not even monetized because I don't have any more subscribers, so money's definitely not in there, yeah, for me to capture how well I'm doing. It's just the feeling of playing music. In the last year, I've done more music things probably than in the last 5 years, or well, 8 years, before moving here, like before 2020, before the thing. So since 2010, this year has probably been the most packed that I've had for doing music, and it's all because I wanted to do it. So I tried to find things to do. Yeah, the things are out there, you just got to grab them. So next year now I'm very mindful, and I know I can improve on things and make some subtle changes. So, you know, I'm trying to run by the motto of quality over quantity, I guess. So like with my live playing, I'll probably try and play a little bit less, but I'm definitely going to try and improve on the quality. So that's things like, well, I've already started with my guitars. So in November and December, I gave all my guitars an overhaul, and my acoustic is going to get new pickups. So you can plug in to a PA without any special tricks, like a passive pickup. Anyway, technical things like that. Treating the acoustic, making that better. I'm going to have some vocal lessons to make my singing better, yeah, because I'm rubbish at singing. But I'm a lot better, I believe, since 2020 when I started. So There's some progression, I want more. So quality again, I need to work on my voice. I've been told, and I have the feeling that my guitaring now is kind of, it's good. Like, obviously I can always improve. We all have off nights, but I feel like that's not an area I need to work on the quality. That's the area I need to work on the quantity. So I need to tone down a little bit on that one. But with everything else, like vocals, quality needs to go up. Same with making videos. The video quality isn't that good. But then again, I'm not really going for YouTube views and subscribers, yeah? I don't really think there's really a future in it anymore.
Oh, shut up, Karen.
A lot of people who, you know, want to have a career on YouTube and they're starting out, I mean, good for them. Me personally, it's not really something I see to be the future anymore. That kind of thing already went, you know, back in 2020 and 2019, those channels are kind of shooting off, yeah? I don't really see me doing that, or I don't see new people getting as big. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Don't forget I said anything.
I am just a figment of your imagination.
So yeah, quality over quantity. That's what I'm doing for 2025. A little less of some things and better quality of others. And I think together it will go well. Like I said, if I'm going to do any more music, or if I'm going to record myself another album at home, I'm not going to rush and do it in 3 days. Although the last one felt good. It's what naturally happens. Music will do what music wants. A great quote. Let's see if you know who that's from. Right? But for other things, to take it seriously, to get better quality, I'm not just going to rush. For example, at the beginning of 2025, there is a song coming out which I have helped produce, I've helped record, I've played on, and I've figured some things out, and it's going to be released. You'll know about it because I'll post about it. It might be at the same time as this video. But that song wasn't done in a day. That was done over weeks, probably a month or two, where going at every little bit and making it good. And it sounds pretty good. And it inspired me to think about quality rather than quantity. So if I'm going to do any more music this year, which I hope I'm going to, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to look at the quality, every aspect. Microphones, microphone placement, effects pedal chains, gain stacking, the way the guitar plays, the way it sounds, everything, top to bottom. I'm a bit limited here because it's basically a corner of an apartment, but if there's any studios coming by my neck of the woods, I might give it a dabble. But anyway, thanks for watching if you got to this point. It's basically me talking for half an hour, which I haven't done, I don't think, ever. So anyway, Happy New Year. May you have a very good 2025. If you didn't have a good 2024, hopefully this year everything will look up. And if 2024 was a good year for you, I hope it continues into 2025. Basically, everyone needs to have a good 2025. I think we all deserve it. So, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and thank you for having interest in my music. Okay? So, goodbye and enjoy your 2025.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.